Going on, guys? Another day here at the shop. We're going to be working on the 47 back there. Start taking it apart, getting it all ready to do the rewire, and then we got body and paint on it. But just want to give you a quick walk around, quick update on a couple of the other projects. Let's check it out. So first off, we have the 68 right here. We still got that door. We got that door pretty much all popped out. The entire hood is down to metal. Another thing we got going on is the 48 GMC. I went ahead and popped out all those side panels that were all rusty. So we popped that out. The floor base is popped out. We got the floors looking good in there. Today I want to get the doors put back on, but these holes need to be bored out so that way the doors could align properly, and I was having a hard time, so I went and picked these guys up. So hopefully with these they'll make light work of boring out all these holes, that way the door could properly line up, because right now the door fits on, but when you put it on you got this body line that goes across and it doesn't line up, and I don't have enough adjustment in the door. So what I did was I put the door on, put it where it needs to go, and then I don't know if you could see that, but I spray painted. I hit it with like a rattle can spray paint when the door was perfectly lined up with no bolts in it, just to see how much it needs to move. And that's what you got right here. So I need to kind of bore this down. This one lined up perfect, but then this one needs to kind of come over and in. And I adjusted the hinges, as much as I could, but I still couldn't get the full, proper alignment. So yeah, that's where these things are going to come in, and they should help out. Alright, but first things first, we're going to get going on this 47. So the plan for today is to get the rear bumpers off, the license plate, all the big chrome moldings. We'll try to get these rockers off today, the door handles, the mirrors, all the trim, everything except for the bout molding is my goal to get off today, because for that I got to go and take all these interior panels off. This car will get a complete refresh on the paint job. On these back fenders we got to get into it, because it looks like somebody just siliconed these back fenders on. I don't know why they did that, but I'm about to find out. On top of that, it has a nice amount of damage right there. So yeah, we'll pop these back fenders off and see exactly why. I've never seen this done before, so I don't know why somebody would do that. Like, I don't know if it's seam sealer or caulking or what the reason behind that was. The 6-volt to 12-volt conversion, everything should come in 2 days. So what we have right now so far for this build, we have the complete driver side floor pan, front and rear, that we're going to replace because there is cancer on this one. And then I went with this 22 circuit harness just because I like the style of the bigger fuses, and this will give them lots of additions if they want to put them on. So you never know what you're going to want. I know they sell like power window kits and all kinds of things for these cars now, so I want to give them the options to not have to worry about adding wiring later. So that's why we went with this 22 circuit. So this is all we got right now for the rewire. Like I said, we got the rest of the parts coming in. So I do got a new, that's a 6-volt battery. I got the new 12-volt battery coming in. I got new battery cables coming in. I got a new coil coming in. What else do we got? We got all new light bulbs, front to rear. Everything will be 12-volt. Take a look at the wiring that's in here now. It's all original wiring. So yeah, all this kind of stuff, it's all rotted. It's all going to come out. Every single wire from front bumper to rear bumper, everything will be replaced during that 12-volt conversion. For today, let's go ahead and set this camera up, and we'll get to stripping this thing apart. That's always one of my favorite parts of the build. Alright, after some time we got that back bumper off. Man, that thing was a pain. So this bolt is just spinning and spinning and spinning inside of there. Actually, it wasn't that one, it was this guy right here. You can see how stripped out that is. So before we put this back on, when we're all said and done, I'll go ahead and weld this closed more so we have a better fit. That way the next guy in the future doesn't have to worry about what we just had to go through. Get all these side mirrors off, and then start getting all this door panel taken apart. Alright, we got the car up on jack stands. About to pop this tire off right here, and then we're going to try to get this fender off and reveal a moment of truth on why this is the way it is. Hopefully it's just seam sealer because they didn't like it for some reason, but I'm hoping it's not all 100% Bondo and it's all rusted out in there. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is you just don't know why people do what they do and they put seam sealer in this hole right here. So we're about to find out right now. Let me get this tire popped off, and then I'll get underneath there, have some room, and then I'll be able to pop this fender off and we'll see where it's going. Alright, so we got one last bolt right here. That they got it all covered up with like epoxy or something on the inside, so I'm going to go ahead and slice it from the center. There we go. Alright, camera died just as the climatic part of pulling it off. So, got quite a bit of rust in here. This is all cancered out. Oh yeah, look at that. Crazy amounts of rust. Stick my whole hand in there. So there's not really no way. All those bolts I took out of the fender, I mean, they weren't even going to nothing. So I took them out, but they were literally, it was just held on by this, whatever this is. And then the fenders are also all rusted out. So the entire fender where it mounts is just cancered out. So it's time to source out some new fenders and see if they repop this wheel well. Alright, we're gonna go take off the other side right now and see if it's just as bad. Alright, Damien's gonna work on getting this tire off so we can just see what it looks like. He's on summer break, so he's taking his summer to learn his way around the shop. Now pull the tire off and then set it off to the side over there. Yep, now lean it up against the wall. And then we're going to come back in here and we're going to start taking off all the bolts. That bolt you took off right here on this side, there's about 8 of them all the way around. Okay, now start hitting that. Put your hand on the inside of that fender right there in the front. And then start hitting that fender out towards us over there and start in that bottom corner. Yeah. And like hit the fender out towards us from the inside. There you go. Now start working your way up around. Alright, we got the driver's side off now. You can see through the trunk. That's not a good sign. So here's the driver's side all pulled off. And you can see the rear inner fender wall. It's kind of hard to see with that light, but okay, there you go. Yeah, so this is just gone. It's just completely rotted out. all the way up, all the way to the back. It's completely, that's inside the trunk. This is decent metal all up in here, so I'll go ahead and I'll make a strip and I'll completely cut this out and patch this whole thing in, and pretty much we're going to rebuild this whole inner structure, because as of right now there's absolutely no way to get the fenders back on, which these things are all rotted out too. So yeah, underneath all of this is just more rot. So the mystery is solved. We now know why they have all this seam sealer in there. We did know there is rot in this car because I was already scheduled to take care of all these floor pans. So just now the rot got a little worse. So we're gonna put the tires back on, put this car back onto its own weight, and then we'll finish getting all this door handles off and kind of where we started. We'll get the hood emblem off. We'll take this whole front grille chrome. That way while we're working on this, the owner could, you know, send that off to chrome, to polishing, however they're gonna do it. That way everything's getting done at once and they're not holding me up, I'm not holding them up. Just a lot smoother of a transition. All right, we got both tires back on. We're just getting the car lifted up right now so we can get these jack stands out of there. And then we'll go ahead and set the... I'm leaving on all the lights for right now just because I'm gonna rewire it next. And it's easier just to leave everything where it goes so I could get everything, the wires ran exactly like I wanna run them. And then once I test everything, make sure everything works with the wiring, and there's no issues, then I'll go ahead and pull the headlights off, I'll pull the tail lights off, I'll pull the fog lights off. You know, I just think it's a little easier to get it all done while that stuff's on the car. So today we went ahead and we pulled off the rear fenders. We found out why they were bundled together, why those seam sealer, it turned out to be spray foam or something like that, that was holding the fenders on. Seen all the rust, so now we got to tackle all that rust issue. We also went ahead and pulled off most of the big chrome items that are going to get redipped. We still got to do a couple things along the side. You know, there's another issue that we got to discover. So these have rivets in them, which are not, you know, supposed to be there. So I got to figure out why they riveted that, and hopefully that's not a scary issue on why that's that way. But that'll be for the next video. We'll figure out why that's like that. But we left the lights on. We're leaving stuff like this here, so that way when I rewire it, I have something to go off of, make sure everything works. Once I know that everything's working, the lights are functioning, blinkers are working, fog lights are working, all the electrical is perfect, then I'll go ahead and pull off all of the lights. Well, these are 6 volts, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull them off, put 12 volts on, but I wanna leave the lights, the buckets, everything like that on for now. On the next video, we'll pull off, like I said, the rocker trim, and then we'll pull off the windshield wipers, and then we're also going to cut these windows out because all this is all dry rotted. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.